Hey, it's Colleen with Rope and Resellers, and I'm here for another weekly update. What I sold for the week of October 9th through the 15th, 2017.
First up, I sold this silver plate Clover dish in all of its mid-century cool kitschiness. I thought about keeping it, but I sold it for $18.59. They paid shipping. $22.47 is what I collected. I spent 50 cents for this at a local auction, and $3.88 in shipping and fees for a total profit of $18.09, and it took 10 months to sell. I had this in my booth for a while too. Philips DVD VHS. It was just a player, pretty simple thing, but it did have its original box, which is always a bonus for shipping, and the remote, and it had all the cords. So those are all things I look for. I had it on sale for $139.49. They paid shipping, so I collected $151.19. It cost me $12 at an estate sale. $14.47 for shipping and fees for a total profit of $124.72, and that only took 4 days to sell. Here is a puzzle, a wood puzzle from some kid's childhood, and it also was on sale. $13.94 is what I collected. I paid $1 for this at a garage sale. I actually bought a lot of 4 of them. This is the last of them that I had. $7.73 for shipping and fees. So when I say shipping, I mean eBay, PayPal, and then the cost of shipping the item, for a total profit of $5.21, and it took a year to sell. The more generic wood ones don't sell super great for me. Okay, so I have this jersey. I didn't think it would sell super great. It was a Wilson, and at first I thought it was awesome. But then I realized there's a lot of football jerseys. It just seemed like really good quality ones. So anyway, I sold for $16.28. I paid $1 for this at Goodwill on the Dollar Day sale. $6.56 for shipping and fees for a total profit of $8.72, and it took a month to sell. This came out of my daughter's closet, Hannah Anderson. For those of you who don't know, this is a sort of boutique brand. She's from Sweden, and originally, but she's an American now. She's lived in America, but she grew up with a strong heritage. Anyway, so all of her stuff's in centimeters, although not typical. It's all 10s and 130, 120 centimeters. But anyway, it sold for $13.94. I didn't pay anything because it came out of our closet. $6.14 for shipping and fees for a total profit of $7.80, and it took 2 months to sell. This is something that I will never purchase again. These are Disney Vinylmations sea creatures. It's hit or miss whether these things sell. I still have a whole box of these things that I have not been able to unload. $9.29 is what this one sold for. They paid shipping, so I collected $12.06. $2.50 from the Disney store back when I used to buy that kind of stuff. $4.52 in shipping and fees for a total profit of $5.04, and it took 2 years to sell. This is a Chevy Silverado hat. The only redeeming or unique feature was this leather brim. And it must have been sort of vintage because it's made in Hong Kong, and I don't think they make anything in Hong Kong anymore. Anyway, it sold for $23.24. They paid shipping, so $25.85 is what I collected. I paid 50 cents for it at a garage sale, $6.03 for shipping and fees for a total profit of $19.32, and it took 2 years to sell. Now this one, oh man, do I hope it doesn't come back. She offered me 70. I countered and said 100. That's the lowest I can go right now because I just listed it. And she came back 80, and I declined, and then she offered 90, and my husband saw it come in, and he was sitting next to me on the couch, and he goes, $90, don't hit decline, that's $90. I'm like, no, it's a $150 dress, I'm not taking 90. So anyway, he goes, how much did you pay for it? Oh, $1. And he's like, you're an idiot. So I took it. $90 is what this sold. This is St. John. it's not St. John Bay, big difference. So this is a designer dress. This is a very nice label. I could tell flipping through the racks immediately, the quality is just so much better. So anyway, it sold for $90 and I paid $1 for it at Goodwill. I know, some magic happens at Goodwill. $17.20 for shipping and fees for a total profit of $71.80, and it took 3 weeks to sell. And I hope to God it doesn't come back because, man, she bugged the snot out of me. Burberry women's long trench coat. It was the kind with the zip out liner. There were a couple little stain issue things on it. Otherwise, I probably could have gotten more. It was an odd size. It was a 12 long. So, but, you know, it's a Burberry coat. People still want them. She offered me $150, so I took it because I like money. And $150 was really great for this for me. $162.05 is what I collected, so she paid shipping. I paid, get this, $1 for it at Goodwill. Yes, they didn't catch it. They don't know what Burberry is. I'm pretty grateful. $32.31 in shipping and fees for $128.74, and it took 4 months to sell. This is an Eastlake vintage backpack. I always pick up vintage backpacks, especially if they have the leather bottom. And this sold for $46.49. They paid shipping, so I collected $52.54. I paid $1 for this at an estate sale, rummage sale. $13.15 for shipping and fees for a total profit of $38.39, and it took 6 months to sell. This is a vintage clutch purse, patent leather. Or no, I guess it was vinyl. It had a condition issue, so it leaned against something, and it kind of had this weird wave in it. Anyway, it was on sale. It sold for $15.80. I paid $2 for this at an estate sale. $6.23 for shipping and fees for a total profit of $7.57, and it took 14 months, a little over a year, to sell. This was a surprise. So I got a bunch of stuff at an estate sale a couple weeks ago, and there was this whole back shed, and there were all these amazing little vintage 90s ornaments and toys and stuff. And so I was lotting them up, and I thought, well, you know, there's a million of these out there. I'll throw it up for $20, see what happens. Sure enough, that day, like a couple hours later, it sold for $19.99. Who knew? I paid $1 for this bag. They had Ziploc baggies of different things. I paid $1 and $6.03 shipping and fees for a total profit of $12.96. And like I said, this sold right away. Okay, so Fingerlings. These are something that I just saw on the scroll through. I don't usually chase after toys. It's not my thing. The profit is not good on these. But I was in Target and I saw that they had this set, and I noticed that they were out of sales or out of stock. So I picked it up and I sold it. And this is part of my tip today, but something happened and it ended up going 20% off. That was not my intention. So it sold for $47.99. I paid $24.99 for this at Target, $14.86 for shipping and fees for a total profit of $8.14. That's the other reason I just don't really like the margin. Investing that much money to only get, $8 off of $24 doesn't really seem all that worth it for me. I usually like to double my money, but if I'm going to do retail arbitrage at all. But it took 10 days to sell. It did sell. But like I said, it went 20% off. This too went 20% off. It was not my intention. $15.99 for Liz Claiborne vintage dress. It had shoulder pads, the whole shebang, size 8. So I think it's a vintage size 8, but I couldn't really tell you. It was a pretty dress. It was simple. $15.99. I paid $1 for it at Goodwill, $6.38 for shipping and fees for a total profit of $8.61, and it took a month to sell. This is more of my fabric stash. Patsy Aiken Chez Ami is the fabric line. They don't sell this fabric anymore. $19.99. You can see it went 20% off. I didn't pay anything for this. I mean, I did originally, but I don't know that I ever used this fabric. My son didn't really like it all that much. So anyway, $8.46 for shipping and fees for a total profit of $11.53. It took 4 months to sell. The last thing I sold was Knights of Columbus. This is not a very good photo at all. These are super fuzzy. No wonder it took forever to sell. It was in a bag of men's accessories I picked up at an estate sale. It also was 20% off, $7.99 for shipping. They didn't pay shipping. I paid 25 cents about for it, $3.87 for shipping and fees for a total profit of $3.87. Okay, so looking at my numbers, $649.01 is what all the items were, what I sold them for with shipping, and what the Seller Hub shows is $688.07. I spent $49.74, and half of that was the Fingerlings on all my items that I sold this week. $157.82 for shipping and fees for a total profit on eBay. Woohoo! $480.51 on merch, which is the print-on-demand site for Amazon, where they sell t-shirts and you provide your designs. 31 of those shirts sold for $173.23. So my total e-commerce adventure profits were $653.74.
Okay, so overall, not a bad week. Typical for Q4, maybe a little bit more than average. Usually I try to shoot for 300 to 400 after all fees and costs and everything. But it's Q4. It's kind of exciting. I get to make money, but this is the time of the year to save as well. Anyway, my tip for you is about Markdown Manager, which is the way I put my store on sale. I'll show you in a video right here, and you can see how I do that.
And my tip for you today is how to do Markdown Manager. So if you go under your Seller Hub, if you don't have a store, stick around because you might see why you want a store and some of the tools that you get, why we pay a subscription fee and why it seems so expensive. Not only do you get free supplies, but there are other benefits as well, such as this. So you go under Promotions, which is a pull down, and over here on the left it says Markdown Old. First I wanted to show you something else actually. So this is sort of new, but I'm just doing a quick glance here. So I did a 20% off sale, and I made $91.96 on that sale, and almost all of that was new stuff that I listed that accidentally got marked down. But if I look and see where I made the most money, it was my 7% off. And I generally run things for a week. I ended this early because it was just so screwed up, and I thought I'd just run it through the weekend. So I didn't really give it a full run. Anyway, the other ones made a lot more money, and when I mark down old stuff, I feel like maybe I sell one or two things, but it really isn't the most bang for my buck. So I'm going to go ahead and set up another 7% off sale for the week. So here's how I do that. I'm going to go create sale. Now this is also new, so I'm a little not super savvy on this. Take 7% off each item, and then I'm going to go and select my items. And so then I can create rules and set rules and categories or filters, or I can go and select items. And I can only select 500 items at once. So what I would like to do is, now see, this is how I got sort of messed up. I am looking at all items found. I want to sort by days on the site. So I'm going to click on that and see this is the number of days on the site. So if I come here, I can click at the top and it'll select all of these items. Now I'm not, I'm not going to include these things because I just listed them this morning. I could probably do that one. Okay, now I'm not going to be picky anymore. And I'm just going to have all these listings, and I'm going to go to the bottom and see down here it starts to tell me 171 days on the site. Well, I definitely want to get rid of all of those. So then I'm going to go through and it's going to tell me how many I have already selected. And I will just, no, it doesn't tell me how many I've selected so far. It's not that intuitive, but so I'm going to select all of these. That's another 200. I don't know how many, I think there were 200 on the first page, but I deselected a few. And here, I don't know why they only let you have 500. That seems a bit off, but I'll try to select them all, see what it says. It might stop me. Oh, okay, 500 of 500 selected. It probably went down here at some point and didn't select. Yeah, see, it didn't select any of my old ones. So it took care of that for me. I'll probably go ahead and go back in and reorganize it this way and just go ahead and select those and have a different amount. I'm going to confirm my selections. I'm going to tell it how long I'm supposed to remove it, or I'm supposed to save and review. I trust that maybe it worked out this time. And I would like to run this from October 16th to usually a week. So I'll go until the 23rd. Maybe I'll go until next Sunday. So I'll run this week. We'll see how it does. It tells you to do, I can just say sale event description. I think it says something on my storefront, but I'm not really sure. Fall sale 7% off. That's a terrible photo. I'm going to go ahead and select that one. That's what it's going to show. And I'm going to go ahead. I agree. Launch. Done. Okay. Now it'll send me an email and tell me what when it starts.
Okay, so that's how it's done. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a good week. Like, comment, and subscribe, and share with your friends. Have a good week.